Alright everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about some topics that I forgot to talk about in my RLCS power rankings, and in the background here is just some 3v3 when I got into Champ 2 yesterday, just to, some of you guys can watch while I'm talking about it. So yeah, let's get into it. First thing I want to bring up is, I was talking about how I think Mouse is probably the weakest team in Europe, which is a bit saddening, because like I said, they were my favorite team to watch last year, but I forgot to mention they did pick up a lot, and they dropped Skyline. And so I think that's a big pickup for them, because I do think a lot is a better player than Skyline, and I think he's going to be key if they want to stay up this year. The biggest problem I saw with Mouse was Alex, and I think he has decent potential, but he's the one that I saw like missing the most and getting like poor hits and stuff. But I think Tigre, my puppy's being loud. 1 second. Okay. Anywho, Alex, he just seemed like the weak link. Not that he can't be good, and it's fixable problems, but he was just the weakest link I saw. And then I think so Tigre and the lot, I think they can keep Mouse up if Alex steps up as well. But I do think it's gonna be extremely difficult because I think Europe's pretty stacked this season. But yeah, I wanted to mention that I did forget to mention a lot yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever that was. Next thing, Drippe from Oceanic, right? He's on Evil Geniuses now, which is pretty weird. I didn't even know like you could region switch like that, because that's the first one ever, right? And I think it's cool. Like, I think it's neat that because people always say Oceania just doesn't have the like thick competition, like I don't know, top level tier as like NA and EU do. And so I think it's awesome for him that he can come into NA like this and come to Evil Geniuses to help push his career forward, because I do think it's a good step for him if he wants to continue his career development. I didn't know it could happen though, and other than it being cool that he can switch regions like that, I don't know how much of a better player he is than Chicago, who was previously in Evil Geniuses, because last year their roster was right, Chicago, Corrupted G, and the third man I can't remember right now, but I'm sure you guys would know who I'm talking about. Anyways, when like they were becoming a really good team last year, everyone was talking about how instead of being the big three now it could be like the top four or the big four in NA, just because they were playing so well, right? They were going to join the likes of Energy, G2, and Cloud9 up there. But I think they got rid of that, right? Like, because now, even though Drippe is a good player, don't get me wrong, I do think he's a good player, if you bring in a new player, you're not going to have that chemistry, so you're going to have to work on that. But obviously, they've had time before RLCS will begin to work on it. I just think, I don't know, it's going to take a while for them to put that chemistry back into it that they had with Chicago. And so, I don't know how different they are, like, skill-wise right now. I don't know if Drippe's a lot better, because everyone talks about Chicago being one of the hottest prospects in NA. And I think Drippe can be good too, but I just don't think we'll see that right at the beginning of RLCS, because I don't know, I think he already is good, right? Like, he's good enough to make NA, and so now that he has the higher tier practice that he wouldn't have had in Oceania, I think he can develop into be a good player. But I think right away it'll be weird because they don't have that chemistry right away. They did look a bit rough at DreamHack, and that's my biggest worry for them. Next up, I forgot to mention, right? I had Savage in my top 4 in EU. Was it top 3, top 4? One of the two in my power rankings video. And I was saying that I think that will happen if they can keep up their current form, because they did really well at DreamHack. And the other point I forgot to make was they also won the Renegade Cup. So it does show that they can consistently perform at a high tier level. Of course, the Renegade Cup isn't like, it's not like the RLCS or anything with the kind of talent that it has competing in it, but it is still another tournament when it shows that they can win these tournaments. And so I think that's interesting to think about, because I want Savage to do as well as they can. I think it'd be awesome if they could get promoted and secure a land spot. That'd be awesome. Alright, next up I have some bold predictions I always like to do for whatever sport it is whenever the season's coming up. My first one is that Energy will go 7-0, which is probably a bit bold, but I mean, it makes sense. It's bold predictions. Anyway, the reason I think this is they only went 4-3 last year, right? They barely won more than half their games, but in DreamHack they beat Cloud9 and G2, the only other two teams in NA that are really expected to put up a fight for that first spot. And Evil Geniuses isn't looking that hot, so they're not going to really compete, I don't think, for the top tier spot either. And I don't think there are any teams really in NA that can match NRG's play at the moment. I think we might see that change as the season goes by, because Skitchy was saying the other day even that he wasn't playing so hot. And I think if any team is going to take down NRG, it's going to be Cloud9. But at the moment, I don't think anybody's able to match their play. Next up, there will be 3 newly promoted teams from the RLCS that are going to make LAN. I have Triple Trouble, even though I have them towards the bottom of my power rankings in my other power rankings video. These guys did beat Savage at DreamHack? Yeah, first day they beat Savage on DreamHack. And so it shows they can be good competition players, right? And I think it's kind of just a matter of them performing on the day and keeping it up all season, just like Savage will have to do if they want to make it. But Savage, it's looking like they... Oh, let me put on another replay real quick for you guys to watch. Oh, this is the video I did the other day in my replay. Okay. Yeah, anyways. I think Triple Trouble can beat it, but they're my least likely team to make it if any of them do make it. I think Savage will do it, and Bread can do it. So I have Bread, Triple Trouble, and Savage all making the LAN for RLCS in their first season in the big stage. And then my last bold prediction, I have Dignitas and Vitality will both have a 75% win percentage for each, not like total games, like out of the 7 games, but each map almost, you know what I mean? The individual best of 5s, like out of those games in between, they'll have a 75% plus win percentage rate. And last season, just for, you know, some more information, Dignitas had an 84% win rate when they went 7-0, and then the closest team after that had only 57% win rate at Flipside Tactics. But so this season I have 2 teams going over 75% win percentage. That's because I think these 2 teams do stand out at the top of EU. I do think Flipside and TSM are good teams, and that Savage will be up there too. But I don't think they're going to take down the likes of Renault Vitality and Dignitas. So those are my bold predictions and some more thoughts on the RLCS upcoming in about a month. I'm super excited for it. I wish it was starting sooner because I'm kind of bored in the meantime not having it to watch. But thanks again for watching.